Sounds good. Thanks so much, Molly. Yeah, super excited to be talking to you all today. A little bit about what we do here at LineLeader and how we've started to get more involved in the kind of out of school time and before and after school space. But yes, Teddy Hook here, been with the company for a little over 5 years, and heading product and teaming up directly with Maddie to build some really cool stuff. And we're excited to talk a little bit about it today.
Yeah. And I'm Maddie or Madison. I'm our director of product here at LineLeader. Been hanging out for, if you can believe it, nearly 8 years, which feels like a pretty wild ride. But yeah, it's been an absolute joy. Really excited to talk to you guys a little bit more about our parent-led registration process and what we've kind of been cooking up over the last few years. So speaking about what we've been cooking up, let's talk about why we even kind of decided to enter this space in general. You know, back to school, it's about to start. We know that this is a very extremely hectic time in your guys's worlds. There's, I'm sure, an endless to-do list of things that you guys need to kind of work through and tackle, including things like a massive influx of registrations, right? You have parents who maybe didn't make the best choices over the summer. They weren't thinking preemptively, and now school's, starting up and they're trying to figure out what the heck they're gonna do with their kiddos after the school day ends. So kind of just managing this massive influx of registrations, gathering those last minute paperwork, dealing with those schedule changes, right? Parents trying to settle in and figure out exactly what they actually do need. So not only do you guys are facing struggles with just the registration portion of the side of the house, but there's also just a kind of a fun stat maybe that we've found is that the employment in the childcare services is still down by, about 12.5% or so, which is still down overall from the COVID epidemic. So not only do you guys have to do a ton, you're asking to do kind of more with less. And that's exactly the problem that we were hoping to help address with you all and help you guys through.
Yeah, so it's been a super exciting time for us. Line Leader, I think a lot of people are familiar with, but just to give a little bit of background, formerly known as Childcare CRM, started about 15 years ago. Admittedly, we did really start in the ECE space. So we were very focused on kind of early childhood education. That's what built a lot of our platforms and got us an introduction into kind of the care industries in general. Been very, very proud to support tons of organizations really across the globe over the last 15 years. And we've had some really exciting partnerships in the last 3 or 4 years that have expanded our reach and expanded where we've looked to serve and what we can help and what our customers have asked us for. And that's what's really led us into kind of this out of school time space over the last 3 years, which has been so much fun for us to enter and learn about and build for. So we do quite a bit now in the before and after school space. It's an absolute perfect fit for our product set because we're still always focusing on making products and tools for the care industry, for educators, for families where they're trying to look for ways to enroll their children. So it's an absolute perfect fit for us. It's something we're very excited about, and it's going to continue to be really a core piece of what we develop forever.
Yeah, so even though the LineLeader name has been, in the industry, especially for maybe the younger side of the house, our early childhood education folks, for quite a while, you may not know what we've kind of been working on back here. So might be a new name to you. LineLeader in general is highly focused on really a unified product and centralizing all of your services into one specific hub. There's an insane number of softwares out there, right? You might have a software to manage your roster right now. You might have a software to manage your wait lists right now. You might have one that gets, some of your lead management in place. We do all of that in one kind of central place so that you aren't jumping back and forth between different platforms trying to keep information in sync. So centralization is really the name of the game here, providing one platform that kind of serves all of those needs in one individual place. So whether a parent is just reaching out and they want to maybe learn a little bit more about the programming that you're offering, all the way through maybe the day that they age out, right? They become old enough to not need before and after school care in general. We can handle that entire lifespan. One of the things that we do really, really well, in my opinion, is that family communication piece, which is something that we hear is really exciting in this space. Parents are, maybe more and more involved in their child's day. They want to know what is happening. They want to make sure that they made it to their program and that they didn't get on the bus instead of going to your program. So that family communication piece is a huge element to what we do. Not only can you treat this relatively minimally, just check-ins and check-outs, but you also have the ability to post photos or videos of what the kiddos are doing there, or send out your emergency alerts if you need to remind someone that a pickup door has changed. You can kind of do it all from one individual place, the same place that you're going to manage your own attendance, your own ratios, your own calendars, your own invoicing, right? Giving you guys that one hub to really streamline and centralize the parent and the center experience.
Yeah, centralization is a huge focus of what we do and what we build, and trying to provide as many tools we can to the customers we work with. Automation is also a core focus. We want to build software that is going to help our customers. And talking a little bit about the stat Madison covered at the beginning of the presentation here, it's a very challenging experience for educators. There's so much that you are responsible for in your day to day. Software really needs to make life easier, right? And that's a core focus of the way we build our software and what value it provides to the customers we're working with. Technology users are incredibly competent today too, right? We know parents and families are very good at using software. They want to self-serve where they can. They want to own a lot of the experience that they can own. So these are two really, really interesting data points that work well together that we can build software around. If we know we have really good technology users and parents out there today, and we know we have incredibly busy staff members, what can we do to kind of automate and push a lot back to the families? So a huge portion of what we're going to build and what we have built for the before and after school space is what can we automate, right? Are there opportunities where we can automatically improve enrollment into your programs? Sometimes there are, and sometimes there isn't, right? You might be offering a program where you're just going to say, hey, listen, we want to get as many signups as we can. We're going to host this program up on the website, and we are going to encourage as many parents to come through, learn about this program, and sign up directly, and they don't even have to engage with us, right? That's an incredible process that we've built. You might have other programs, though, where you do want to have some sort of approval process. We'll make sure to handle that use case too. There might be things where you're still taking on some subsidies, or you're taking on some other sort of discounts or credits, and you want to approve those. We'll make sure you have approval queues for that as well. Billing is a huge piece of the puzzle here. You need to make sure you're collecting on your fees and your tuition. We have some great features built into the platform here that can kind of drip out reminders to make sure that payments are being made if you're not taking all of the payment up front. So a lot of different flexible options there as well. And reporting and rosters are huge. You need to know where the kids are, what programs they're interested in. Did they actually show up? Are you actually using some of this data to maybe send back for subsidy-based information if that applies to programs you're working within? So many areas of the platform we are going to build and look to automate to really reduce time for staff members, because there's so much staff members are doing out there in the space. We're going to focus on ways to save you time and provide you great technology solutions that families and parents really, really love using.
Yeah, and speaking of those families, the parent experience here is truly elevated when you use the right tools and you use the right software. Teddy kind of mentioned it just a moment ago, but something that we're hearing from the customers that just already use the LineLeader platform is that the parent-centered experience is becoming, it's not even becoming optional, right? Like, your parents want to self-serve and work their way through this process, which should be music to all of our ears, right? Like, if you can do less manual tasks because the family members are willing to, provide their own information and indicate interest in what programs they are they are hoping to attend, maybe they can even sign up completely on their own, which is a huge time saver there. What we want to do is put all of the right guardrails in place to really support parents owning this process as much as you kind of want them to. So, part of the way that we do that is really focusing on a mobile friendly parent portal. So, parents actually have a space to go to interact with your brand, with your programming, with your staff members in a way that's safe, that's controlled, that is monitorable, but gives them the opportunity to see what's happening and make sure that they're opting into the right programs for their child's care and for their own needs. That includes doing things like choosing the days of care. We have a couple of different pricing models for parents, try to stay as flexible as we physically can. So maybe you're only paying for truly the days that you want to sign up for. Maybe you have more of like a flat rate pricing model. We can handle all of that, but from the parent's experience, it feels like it's maybe more curated to their own needs and preferences as well. The self-service updates for child info, that one is obviously pretty big too. Like we want to know what's happening in the child's day. If there's a change to a program or maybe a substitute is coming in for a day, we want to know as parents what we can do to prepare our child to have the best and easiest day. It's also kind of two-pronged. Like there's program information, but there's also information about the child and the family that you may want to keep up to date too. Like if you move, be able to update your own address, maybe update a phone number, something of that nature. So really just kind of keeping the data in sync and understanding, what's going on in my program. And that can all be done through these kind of real-time alerts and the two-way messaging. So lots of different communication opportunities here. Parents are more and more and more excited to hear what's happening in their child's day, especially as they get a little older, because they might transition from that early childhood education space where they're used to getting the equivalent to a daily sheet, maybe digitally, but they know everything that happened during their child's day to when they make it into, kind of more of a school age system, they're hearing less and less. So it's really truly just a moment to delight your parents, give them the power to make their own decisions, but then share those quick and fun updates along the way too to make them smile.
Yeah, and listen, there is some really good overlap between what we see in that ECE space and what we also see in this OST space. Not directly, but some pieces that really share between the two. We know for younger kiddos, when you're in that ECE experience, there's heavy, heavy, heavy compliance that you really have to follow. It's a little bit looser in that before and after school and out of school time space, but it still needs to be in place, right? Especially for programs out there that are taking on subsidy. But it's always great to have tools and technology that can help track the kids and the children that you're working with, right? That's such a great function to have. So we build all of our tools and our functions to help look at things like ratios, even if they're really, really high ratios in your particular programs. You still want to be able to track them. And we've talked a lot here already about that parent experience, but how important is attendance? Whether you're just tracking that for billing, or whether you're tracking that for subsidies, or whether you're just tracking that for your own internal reporting. We want to make sure parents have a mobile application that they can perform some check in and out with. If that's even the most basic level of kind of compliance that you're doing at your program is just monitoring check in and check out, make sure parents can control that with a mobile app and make sure that's tying into your system of billing that you can then run all of your reporting off of. So this stuff is super, super important. We know a lot of times in the before and after school space and the out of school time space, this kind of falls a little bit to the back burner because your ratios are so much higher and you don't have as strict licensing governance, but it's still so important. So we're going to make sure our tools always offer these features to customers using them.
Yeah. And I think, again, there's lots of tools out there in the system, but the right tools really do make the biggest difference. So whether you are trying to boost that parent communication or tracking compliance, the right tools will give you the right results. LineLeader's parent-led registration process is, being used by some pretty big players in the game, and we do talk to them quite a bit, right? We want to make sure that we're building a software that truly is saving time, that's making things easier. Perhaps my favorite stat here is this first little check bubble, but our out of school time leaders are seeing up to 40% of time saved. So again, giving parents a little bit more of that power in a way that feels safe and secure is important, but also just it takes some of that administrative burden off of your team there at the individual site or location. But yeah, fewer registration errors, happier families, people are feeling more confident, less stressed. It allows your educators to actually hang out with your kids and provide the care that they really want to be offering instead of being focused on, what kind of paperwork do I need to fill out and how do I make sure that everything is running, business wise behind the scenes because they have the right software that they trust to do that.
We've given you just a taste at what we do here at LineLeader, and you have had the pleasure of talking to our product team today. And a lot of times people ask like, what is a product team? And I think Madison, I would tell you basically all we do is talk to our customers all day long. We talk to our customers, we learn from them, and we build from them. And we're super excited to work with some of the best ones and build some great tools and products. We could probably talk to you about the products we build here for hours. But we did want to just give you a little bit of an introduction today on what we do, what we've built, who we're working with, and really who we are. But we're very, very excited about this space. We take great care of our users, and we have a whole team of onboarding and training and support when you do end up signing up with our team. We do still feel there's a huge value in the human touch there, even though software is always looking for ways to automate on our end and remove the human element. We don't believe that's there yet. So you're always going to have a human element of working with LineLeader, and yeah, it's super important for every position in our company to be talking with our customers and learning from them, and it's how we build our products. So we did want to leave a little bit of time, I think, for Q&A. And I think I guess we did probably give you all the mute button just to make sure we didn't have too much craziness coming in the chat. Or coming over the mic. We will read the chat now and definitely try to answer these back. So is the product supported in all 50 states? Yes, absolutely. The US is our largest and our core market. We absolutely support all 50 states.
Yeah. Lisa asks, is this a web-based product or an app-based product? And that's a great question, Lisa. And the answer is both. You have access to a website that's called a web application. You can go there, you can make all of your changes, all of your configurations. Parents can use both the web and the mobile application. There is a mobile app, like if you go to your home screen and you tap on an app icon, we have one of those. The mobile application is designed to be a little bit more slimmed down from the web. So that's where your parents, your educators, maybe some of your administrators will spend their time. But enterprise administrators, you guys might want to spend some time on a keyboard. So we support both. It's all the same data. It's always all in sync. We want to give you access to the app where it makes most sense for you to actually use it, depending on where you are in your own day. I'll take this next one too. Cynthia asks, what types of alerts or messages do parents find most helpful, and how often is too much when it comes to those communications? And that's an amazing question, Cynthia. Cynthia, one of the things that I was just kind of mentioning is, especially in the out of school time space, the more timely and urgent communications is something that we're hearing from lots of customers that they don't have a great way to communicate with folks there. So I live in Indiana, and if there's a snowstorm and we're going to open 2 hours later, you need to be able to communicate that out to your families in a very prompt manner. So that's one of our forms of communications that families absolutely love, because you can alert them via email, text message, and app push notification. And of course, it shows up in their app. But it's kind of like that really loud communication method. We support a couple of different communication methods. Like you can post some things to the calendar, right? Just kind of remind people that these things are happening, that there's events that you might want to pay attention to, but not making that like super noisy or kind of like overly loud, because you want to be able to catch their attention when you need to. So between kind of daily updates, we do have a back and forth communication system, calendar posts, and then those urgent texts and emails. Those are kind of our most popular and most impactful methods. How much is too much? Honestly, with the parents that we see using our platform, I don't know if there is a too much. They love communication. They love to get those updates. In the early childhood education space, we're usually seeing somewhere between 2 and 3, like not just like basic updates like check-ins and checkouts, but kind of meaningful content rich updates per child in a day. For the before and after school, out of school time space, we're usually just seeing kind of one generalized update a day will make a gigantic impact in your parent engagement and how they feel about your program there.
Yeah, so we'll probably talk about that one for a while. So it's a great question. And Jane asking another fantastic question about security. Yeah, as a software company living in a digital world, it's absolutely a paramount focus for ours of ours. We are SOC 2 certified. That for us is a badge of honor we carry, and it makes sure we're constantly audited and stay up to the most modern security standards. Regularly go through penetration testing as well to make sure we don't have any vulnerabilities out in the space. We have the opportunity to work with some of the largest public companies in education across the globe, and they pressure test us very heavily to make sure that we are compliant and we are up to date on our security standards. So your data is always secure, your data is never being shared, your data is only accessible by the people you want it to be accessible to. We make sure we stay up to date with regulations in terms of messaging and opt-outs, and we leverage some really good partners across our platform to help make sure that all happens. So super great question around security. Trust is a huge thing in the software space, and we invest heavily in making sure our platform is secure for our users.